guys, welcome back to our kitchen. Enjoy the recipes. Hey guys, welcome to another our recipe in our kitchen. Tonight I'm doing street tacos, chicken tacos for your mom because she doesn't like street tacos. Do up some rice, and I'm going to make a couple burritos from that leftover beef that we had the other day. So for the rice I'm going to need a little bit of oil, and the way we do it is we get a cup about like this. It's probably a little over a cup, and you use one of these and then 3 with the liquid, so it's like 3 to 1 however much you use. And then you take about a little 8-ounce thing of just tomato sauce, pour it in there. Now I do it a little differently. I like to use chicken broth as opposed to just plain water. I think it gives it a little bit of flavor. And then of course some onion and green pepper also add to the flavor. But the rice only takes, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So I save that till last, or close to last. So right now the first thing I'm going to do is get the chicken on. And it's just a chicken breast that I've sliced up. And I'll throw a little bit of our fajita seasoning on it to give it a little bit of a flavor. And then I'll just put it in a pan on the stove top and cook it slow, low and slow. And then when it's completely done, I turn it up to brown it a little bit because it looks better. It's more appealing if it's a little bit on the brown side. But you cook it nice and low and slow, and it'll have a lot of flavor. You don't want to dry it out. So I put a little bit of oil in the pan, about a tablespoon if that. Turn my burner up, maybe medium heat, and I'll just drop the chicken in there and cover it. I'm also going to put salt and pepper on because I like that spice. No real measurements, you just do it till it looks right. I'll put a lid on it and I'm going to slow cook the chicken. So we got the chicken going. We're going to use steak for the street tacos. That's what me and Isaiah like. And these aren't regular tacos, these are street tacos. So with a street taco you use straight up onion and cilantro. This cilantro is really dirty and gritty, and I had to wash the heck out of it, so be careful when you're getting your cilantro. Nothing worse than getting a gritty piece of cilantro. And that's basically what you put on the street taco. And I just use a good steak for the meat. You can use any kind of steak you really prefer. Today we're using New York strip because it was on sale. And it's about a half a pound. And it'll make quite a few street tacos. So that meat fries up pretty quick, and I use it on the griddle again. And then I'm going to roll up some burritos. So it's going to be 3 different things plus our beans and rice. And it's pretty much your standard Mexican dinner. So at this point right now I'm going to start working on the burritos because I can roll them up and then put them on the griddle to crisp them up as the dinner gets closer. So, okay, I'm back. I'm ready to put together some burritos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the meat that we made the other day and just drop it on the griddle. Let it warm up a little bit. It always helps if the griddle's plugged in. And we're just going to let it warm up so that the meat is more pliable and agreeable. And I'm going to do the same thing with the burrito shells. And I just use regular soft tortilla burrito shells. pick them up anywhere. I'm just warming up the shells to make them pliable so that I can roll them and they won't, you know, break and crumble up on me. Same thing with the meat. I'm just warming it up so that it'll be a little bit more pliable. And this is probably maybe a ½ pound. Like I said, I just wanted to borrow some from yesterday's dinner to enhance today's dinner. Taco Tuesday, as it were. Looking pretty good. So I don't want to overcook it and dry it out. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I just wanted to get it soft and pliable. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in a bowl here. And then I'm going to use 2 forks and I'm just going to shred it up so that I can build the burritos with basically shredded beef. And it's shredding up pretty good. I know you probably can't see it, but I'll work it in there and get it nice and shredded. Of course, Ricky's hanging around because he smells that. So just give me a few minutes and I'll commence to roll in the burrito. Okay, that is shredded up probably as good as I'm going to get it today anyway. But it does look pretty good as far as shredded beef goes. I'll try to get a shot for you to take a look at it. Can you see that? That's shredded up beef for the burrito. Now the beans have been warming up, and you just open a can of beans, whatever brand you like. You get about a good sized heaping spoon. See what I'm doing? Okay, I'm going to spread the beans. And you just spread a fair amount on there. And you drop some beef on there. Until it looks good. Remember, you only got to make 4, so you want to get it where everybody's got a nice taste of beef. And then you top it with cheese. And I prefer grated cheese, but we had a bunch of this pre-shredded grated stuff that we had from a party, so I'm just going to use that. And you top it with the cheese. You know how to roll a burrito, I'm sure. Just fold it in and roll it. And later, I'll put them on the flat top just like that, and I'll grill them up to get a nice little toasted crust onto them. So I'll probably speed it up while I build up these other ones. Now there's 4 burritos rolled up. I don't know if you can see them or not. But right now, the dinner's still got a ways to go. So I'm going to take them, put them back on the plate, cover them up, put them in the fridge, keep them fresh. I'll be back. Hi, welcome back. Next up, I'm going to do up the rice now. The first thing we're going to do is put some oil in the pot and get it warm. So I turn my heat probably almost to high. And it's about a tablespoon of vegetable oil or olive oil, and I prefer olive oil, but we're out of it. And I'm going to let that warm up a little bit. And then, like I say, it's 3 to 1. So you get a vessel, and this is about a cup, I would guess. And it's 1 cup of this to 3 cups of liquid. Your mom uses just plain water. I like to use chicken broth. I also like to throw in onion and green pepper to help give it some flavor. And right now we're just letting the pot warm up. Because you want to toast up the rice a little bit. Not to burn it. You burn it, you'll have your mom's recipe. Okay, that was a joke. So. Once your oil's hot, just go ahead and drop your cup of rice in. Right away, get yourself a cup of liquid, because that rice is going to get hot and you're going to need to cool it down pretty quick, and the liquid do the job. So there's one. I still got two more to add. While that rice is browning, forgot to tell you, you got to use salt, pepper, and cumin. I also do that a little bit differently. I add a little bit more than what your mom adds. Where's my pepper? Oh, there it is. Neither one of us really measure the salt, pepper, and the cumin. It's your mom does 3 shakes. I do 4, sometimes 5 if I'm feeling, you know. Woo-hoo. So anywhere between 3 and 5 shakes, and you'll have the flavor that we come up with. But you got to keep your eye on the rice as it toasts, so it doesn't burn, because you definitely don't want it to burn. Where's my spoon? Here it is. So you just give it a stir now and then. When it starts browning, that's when it's starting to look good. Like I say, the kitchen can get busy. You don't dare leave the rice alone for too long, because it will burn. Because you got your burner up there on high, so it'll get burnt real quick. So keep your eye on it. Keep stirring it. Keep mixing it around. It'll brown up. It is almost there. And I don't want to do it too much more because I'm afraid I'm going to set the smoke alarms off. Can you see that? It's a little bit brown, but not burnt. There's the first cup of liquid. You can hear it cooling it down. Now you get about 2 cups out of 1 can of the chicken broth if you go that route. So you're going to throw in 1 cup of water. A lot of times I will forget to throw my onion and green pepper in, so here it is. I'm going to do it now. And this is maybe half a cup of each. It's your preference, whatever you like. And now, crucial part, the seasoning. I'm going to do about 4 to 5 shakes. Just it gives it more flavor, I think. And it's just a shake. Don't go crazy with it. I'll try to do it where you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 shakes. Now with the salt, I just do a couple pinches. You know, a couple good-sized pinches. 1, maybe 2. Because you can always salt and pepper when you get it on the plate. And of course I'll crank some pepper in there. And it's all not really measured, so it's up to you. So at this point you got your cup of rice, 3 cups of liquid, some onion, green pepper, and now I'm going to put in the 8 ounces of the tomato sauce. And then that'll be what you add to it. You bring the temperature down to medium, and you let it simmer for about 14 minutes. And you take it off and it's done. But first, it has to come to a nice rolling boil. Just dump it in there. Almost the whole can. For some reason your mom says don't use the whole can. So I never do. Alright, I'm going to stir it up. I'm going to let it come to a rolling boil. And then I'm going to back the heat down to medium. And cover it. Put a timer for 14 minutes. And it should turn out pretty good. We've had good luck with it anyway. So we'll see. Now, I'm going to fire the griddle up, turn it to about 200 because you don't want a whole lot of heat with the meat. It's cut so thin that it'll cook up real quick. So you want it to cook it nice and slow, get it nice and tender. And you don't want to overcook it, otherwise it becomes dry and chewy. And that happens, you know, next time don't do it so high or so long. Rice is boiling really good, so I'm going to back my temperature down and put a lid on it and set the timer for 14 minutes. Temperature down. Lid. 14-minute timer. And in 14 minutes you'll have some great rice like your mom and dad used to make. Alright, where am I? Street tacos also require corn tortillas. And usually it's 2 to a taco. And I just throw them on the grill because you want to toast them up and get them some of that flavor with some meat. Which reminds me, where's my onion? Here it is. I'm going to cook the meat with some onion. Whoops. Just to give it a little bit of flavor. Along with just salt and pepper. That's all I use. Maybe some Dad's, because I use that a lot. And then I'll just throw on some of the tortillas. We're pretty much getting close to being done. Everything will come together really quick. I still have to fry up the tortillas. Maybe I can get your mom up here to fry her own tortillas so you can see how she does it. Alright, I got my ½ pound of New York strip. I had the butcher cut it specifically for me in fajita strips, because that's an easy way to make your street taco. The other type of meat you can use that's kind of handy is, I think they call it stir fry. And it's already cut up in nice, you know, bite-sized chunks. And you can use that. Now this griddle's set at about 200, I think. No. Can't see without my glasses. It was actually 400. So that means these things are cooking up pretty darn quick. Alright, there's the meat. Now I gotta spread this meat out a little bit. But I don't want to burn up my toast. Alright, they're alright. So I'm just gonna spread it out. And again, this is New York strip. Whoops, chopped up in fajita style. That's a big chunk of fat, which I don't want in my fajitas. I mean, you cannot not have fat because that's the way the meat is. Plus the fat adds flavor. But try to get the leanest cut you can. And if you see some that's too much, get out your handy dandy knife, trim it off. I'm going to put the fat up here to help cook with some flavoring, but I'm going to take it from the main portion of the meat so that we don't get it in our meat, but we'll have the flavor from the juice. Like I said, you want to keep this low, right about 200, because it is so thin, it'll cook up real quick. And if you're timing your dinner, you don't want this to be done and just sitting around. Sometimes that happens. Alright, now we got the meat spread out pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and salt it. And it's no measurement, it's just, you know, till it's covered. Salt actually brings out the flavor. I'm going to throw a little bit of black pepper on it, and I don't like a whole lot of black pepper, but I do like some, a couple grinds to let you know that you got pepper. And then my secret ingredient, Dad's recipe from House of Meats. And like I said before, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Go get it. Just sprinkle it on there. There you go. And now let that meat just kind of simmer. It's got onions, it's got some of the fat in there. This will be good. Meanwhile, I better take a look at the chicken. Oh, yeah. Okay. Chicken smells really good. Everything's coming together. I got to take care of the tortillas. Now the way I do the tortillas, and we're almost out, I'm going to put some more. So I can throw them on a tin foil. Let me check them out. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. So let's just set these bad boys up over here. And keep your fat away from your meat because you don't want to end up putting that up by accident. And then just go ahead and flip your meat. Remember, you're cooking it nice and slow, so there's no major rush. You just don't want to dry it out. Looks good. Looks seasoned well. And hopefully it will be good. Got about 9 minutes on the rice. So I'll clean up the area a little bit because when I cook I make a mess. The sign of a good chef. I'm going to run some of this fat down over here on this other side, because that's where we're going to cook the tortillas at. So we want to get some juice down there for them bad boys too. Oh, meat look good. It's going to be a nice good dinner here. I know what you're thinking, you're wishing you were here. Well, you should be. I'll throw in some more tortillas. I usually get about 4 to a side. Don't want to crowd them. You need probably, well, there's 2 to a taco, so you want at least, what, 10? Make 5 street tacos. Like I say, your mom don't eat this. So it's pretty much just me and Isaiah. Get that onion get in there, mix around a little bit, stir the meat up. I don't know if you can see it, but it's looking really tasty. And of course, sorry, I should invent that. A lot of money in that, I bet. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little lid on top of it to help it steam it. And that's a trick I use a lot. It helps the meat get fully cooked, because we are cooking it at such a low temperature. So you just drop a lid on there and it'll steam cook it. Which reminds me, I saw this new thing called the Ninja, and it's a like it's like an IP, but it's also a air fryer. And I bought an air fryer, tried it, and it was okay, but the dang thing's so small. We're a family of 3 and sometimes 4. You can't, you know, I would be forever cooking things to get that much for everybody. So I sent it back because it was just too daggone small. But this here thing, this Ninja thing, it looks big. It looks good. I'm thinking about checking it out. You know, it's kind of expensive, and I love my IP, so I don't know. But I'm keeping my eye on it. Just a little shout out, heads up for you if you're into that thing. Maybe you want to hold off buying an IP in case this Ninja is, you know, pans out. Everything's looking good. Yeah, I think we're going to be coming together here real soon. I can actually start dressing the table, which is what I tend to do a lot. And your mom's in the house. She got all gussied up for this shot. She's going to go ahead and fry up some tortillas to make her chicken tacos. I've set up a pan with some grease in there, and I'll let you see how she handles it. You know she's in the house when you hear that. I'm going to tip this a little bit so I can get some of that good meat juice down on these shells. That's kind of a secret tip, so it gives them flavor. But it tends to get them kind of wet. So you gotta, ooh, they're getting hot. Yeah! Okay, we got 3 minutes on the rice. And everything's coming together pretty quick. And this always happens when you're cooking several different things. And the kitchen can get pretty crazy. So I'm going to have to start browning up the chicken because it looks better when it's a little bit browned. Because when you slow cook it with steam, it stays nice and white. But it's done, but you want to brown it up just for looks. So let me get rid of some of these tortillas. Whew, they're hot. I need my gloves. Tell them what you're doing, Ma.
You need a pan with a napkin to absorb the grease when I get done frying my tortilla. Or a plate. I mean a plate with a napkin on it. I'm just down there sleeping.
Don't hide behind me.
Well, I'm in my work here. I'm not really ready to be on video.
I think this is the first video you're in. Oh, the rice is now done, so we're a little bit behind. But what you got to do is shut it down and just take it off the heat. Don't raise the lid right away. Let it sit for a bit. I'm going to just put it on the table. It's steaming. Chicken, I think, is... that's probably about the same, 140, something like that. But I'll go ahead and use my handy dandy thermometer to make sure it's done. Oh yeah. It's already pushing 180, so she's done. Now what you're hearing is the grease from Mom frying up the tortilla. And maybe I'll move the camera over so you can take a better look, see how she's frying them up.
This one's really soft and it's like falling apart in the grease. Unless the grease is just too hot.
How does that look now? Because I can't see. Am I where I should be?
Yeah, it is. It's in there. All I'm doing is trying to cook it on one side so it firms up a little bit, but this is really soft. It could be because the tortilla is too hot. So it's going to have some holes in it. Firm it on one side and then firm it on the other side, and then I folded in half. And that's how I make my tortilla shells. Homemade, and I just crisp it up a little bit.
So far, no smoke alarms, which means we're doing good. Killian, because I know you set the alarm off on that one.
You did?
Whoops.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
What was he cooking?
Shells just like that.
Uh-huh.
I think we're back to where we should be.
I'm just frying away over here. I'm gonna make about 3 or 4 taco shells. They fry up really fast.
Well, you probably can't see the chicken, but right now it's still in the light colored stage, and it's tender. It smells great. I'm going to just crisp it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pull the last of these street taco shells out. And I just kind of fold it over. Try to keep them warm. They don't have to be warm, but always better. Let's take a look at the meat here for the street tacos. I don't know, you can't see it, but I would say they're done. So I'm going to go ahead and check them. Steak, I know you want it, anywhere from 150 to 160. Oh yeah, we're looking, they're done, they're pushing the 180s. Hopefully they won't be dried out. So I'll go ahead and put them on a plate. And my griddle is once again the star of the show. I'll cover this meat up just to keep it nice and warm, along with the cilantro and the onion and meat and the tortilla. That's your street taco. Really good though. Now here's how I call everybody to the dinner table, and you guys in the future you will remember this. Usually they'll say, coming. So we're all done with everything. The chicken's done, the beef is done, rice is done, Ma's made her shells. We're just going to sit down and eat from here, and we'll be back so you can see the finished product. I forgot to throw the burritos out on the griddle and all the madness of the kitchen. I'm shooting before a live audience, by the way. But I get my griddle nice and hot, and I'll drop the burritos on there so that they can toast up and to get warm. So this is going to take a few extra minutes, so we'll be back. You can't even see them. There they are.
Well, Christmas is coming, you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, they're frying up really good. I wish you could see that, but it's not there.
Christmas is coming,
Because I
so.
bought
Gonna go
him
ahead and
something
flip 'em?
nice, and then he bought me something even nicer. And he's like, "You're gonna buy me something even nicer." And I was like, "Christmas and your birthday are right
About
now."
another minute or so.
Exactly.
These burritos crisp up a little bit. You can see they're toasting a little bit. They'll be really good and toasty. I'm going to show you the dinner. Got Isaiah, Sophia. Isaiah, what are you eating?
Street taco.
How is it?
It's very, very good.
Good. What about you, Sophia? You got one
I
too?
have the same, yep, and it's very good.
All right. Ma, what do you got?
I have chicken tacos.
What?
My favorite.
Is that why they call you chicken wing?
Yep, chicken wing.
Okay, we got everything done. This is what my plate looks like. Street taco. Look at that rice. Oh, yeah. And a burrito. Crisp it up okay. Well, enjoy.